It's definitely been a while, and today I want to talk about where I've been. What's going on? Am I even playing this game anymore? And the future of Lost Ark, let's talk about it. At the beginning of March, I had to leave where I currently live, or I guess we chose to leave for a while. We went to visit some family for a couple months, and we got back at the end of April. Now, at that point in time, Thaemon had come out, and the grind to Thaemon was without a doubt something that I went in. I don't want to say I went in a little too hard, but I was grinding so hard, and you know, I didn't swipe for anything. I don't RMT, I don't do anything like that, so everything that I did was just in game. It was a lot of grinding, and it had spread me out very thin, and I started grinding for Thaemon hard I think before December, so a long time. You know, those were the videos of me making where I was like making 400 or 500k gold a week, and you know, all those kinds of things. That was the hardcore grind. And after Thaemon came out, it was like, whew, okay, I can rest now. And I did, and I just kind of took a break. And ever since Thaemon came out, I've basically only been playing like 4 to 5 characters, maybe like 12 to 15 raids a week. I've been playing like 20 to 25 hours. Another reason why you haven't seen me on YouTube or Twitch even since I've been home. And while I was away, I was on a laptop that it was just not good enough to be able to stream from, and it was really hard to make YouTube videos from as well because of a lot of minor inconveniences. So I did my best while I was away, but at the end of the day, it was still pretty tough. And so since I got back at the very end of April until now, June 8th, which is actually my birthday, woohoo! Not only have I just been taking that break, but also I have decided to go through a bit of a career. It's a career change. So those 2 to 4 hours that I would spend per day writing a script for a video, looking up, you know, content ideas, making the video, filming it, editing it, all that stuff, which it takes a lot of time. I've instead pushed that time towards something else, because at the end of the day, I really do like making YouTube videos. I love being on Twitch, interacting with you guys. I miss it. I love being on my Discord, interacting with people, and you know, I've just kind of been ghost on all social media involving Lost Ark, and that's because that time is being put towards that career change. What I'm doing right now was never really meant to be long term. And so, you know, the last 4 years that I've been doing it, it's been fantastic. While I've been doing it full time, before then I was doing it kind of part time for a very long period of time, and that's what it's going to go back to. It's going to be more of a part-time thing because it's kind of like a side passion that I just really love. But in terms of what I'm doing permanently, full-time to make money, it's going to be something else. I'm getting into the tech space, so it's something that's very interesting to me, and I'm having to learn a lot of new skills, and that's where that 2 to 4 hours per day or more is going into, that I would instead be making YouTube videos and doing all that stuff. And even some of the Lost Ark time as well is going into that, which is again why that's kind of led me into only being on the game for around 20 hours or so per week, which is just fine, because you know, at the end of the day, before I started that Thaemon grind, I was a big part of why or how I played Lost Ark was efficiency and just having fun with the game, right? I've always said there's no wrong way to play the game as long as you're having fun, and that's what I'm doing. I'm having a blast, you know, and I'm not playing 15 different characters right now or anything like that. Maybe when solo raids come out, I can go through the game a little bit more efficiently instead of, you know, spending so much time in Lobby Finder and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. In the future, when I'm more stable in that realm, I am definitely going to come back to streaming first, because that is what I've discovered that I miss the most from all of, you know, this content space, from YouTube, Twitch, the Discord, you know, everything that goes along with it. I definitely miss streaming the most. A live interaction with y'all, that is something that is so much more genuine than like reading comments, and I have a blast streaming, so I can't wait for that, guys. But you know, I'm still in the game, I'm still playing, I'm still hanging out, having a good time, so don't be afraid to say hi. It's just I'm away from the content creation for now, and you might see me here and there just like this video, but for the most part I probably won't be doing too much. Now moving on to LOAON, it was an absolute blast looking at all of these changes. I didn't watch it, there's no way I can stay up that late, but looking at all the changes, especially the detail notes like Saintone's notes that you can go and look at right now. They're up on all over Reddit and probably everywhere else as well, in his Discord and all that good stuff. I'm excited for all these changes. Number one, the announcement of tier 4 is huge, because not only does this create a whole new system with all the things they announced as well, but it makes everything in tier 3, going through tier 3, easier, cheaper. The mats are going to be cheaper. They're already dropping like crazy. Everything's going to be easier to get through in terms of tier 3. Now, the one big sticking point, in my opinion, is still going from, you know, 1600-ish to 1620. That is still like this massive dead spot that takes so much time to get through. And in my opinion, if they're not going to change the honing going through that stage, then they need to start giving books for that area. That way you can get through it quicker. If you're playing the game consistently, you know, you're getting books from like the events that give you an extra +3, +4% for your honing. From what I've seen, going from like 1580 to 1600 or 1600 to 1610, like with my War Dancer, I got there with about 60% of the cost. It's much nicer to just give the books. Let us get through that region of the game quicker. That's the only thing for me that is still like, eh. But in terms of tier 4, I'm so excited because of all these new systems. And I don't think that it's that you have to get to tier 4 for all these systems. I'm not 100% sure on that, so you can, you know, correct me in the comments. But the new like engraving system, the new stat system, the new class engraving system, the arc passive system, right? I think that's what it's being referred to, is so much better than the current system we have with placing your engravings, your stats, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to allow for so much more customization of your class, which is something that I've been dying for years, since the game came out. Is one of my biggest things. The gameplay in this game is so good, the combat's so good, and they're about to make it better, which is very good. And I hope that there's not some massive underlying issue with interacting with the system, which has sometimes been an issue in this game. And kind of moving on to the elixirs and transcendence, which is actually the only thing that I'm still slightly worried about, or I guess apprehensive about, because they did mention the cost, and if they only reduce the cost of transcendence and elixirs, or especially elixirs, transcendence, that's great. A reduction in cost, fantastic. I'm chilling, that's great. I'm going to be super happy with that, because I don't really mind the transcendence system that much. You know, once you do it, it's done. You get your bonuses, and you're good. You're Gucci. But in terms of elixirs, you can literally sit there and pay gold and gold and gold and gold and more gold and more gold and more gold, and literally get nowhere. You can spend 100,000 gold a week and get 0 gains out of it. And I think that is the problem. And even with honing, you know, you can spend 100,000 gold into honing a piece, and you're at least getting closer to pity. But elixirs, you know, you might need a set piece, and you're just not getting it, because there's so much RNG on top of just getting a set piece as a possible roll. And then you still have to roll a really good elixir too, because it's very hard to roll, you know, a 3-1 on your set piece and still be able to get 40 sat. Like, there's no way, right? It's too much RNG, and they need to do something about that to lower the RNG in elixirs, whether that's, you know, taking a line out, you're only 4 lines, or maybe making set pieces. And this is my absolute favorite idea. If they change nothing else and they just change this, I think I would honestly be satisfied, because how many times, even as a DPS or support, that you get a set piece option that is not specific for the one that you need, or it's like a support or a DPS, it's the wrong option, right? But it's still a set piece on the helm or the gloves. It's so often, you know, it happens pretty regularly, right? What if they change that set piece to where it's just a universal set piece, to where you can put it on there and you can change it to whatever one you want, as a support or a DPS. Just like your gear, you can change hallucination, a nightmare, to betrayal, to whatever you want. Same thing with the Elixir set piece. I think that's what they should do. And I also think it's crazy that you have to get a master set and a critical set depending on your build or whatever you want to do, right? That's class customization. That's allowing you to do whatever you want with your build, which is exactly what the game is moving towards with this new arc passive system, is allowing more customization within that build, so you can play that character or that class however you want. And this would only support that entire movement of changes through the game. So, you know, that is something that I'm kind of, like I said, a little bit apprehensive about with the elixirs. But other than that, all the changes that are coming probably pretty soon, especially some of the quality of life changes, are so good. Glow changes, finally. I've been talking about this forever. We can change our glows, and you know, they're going to start monetizing it 100%. Why not? Like, add more glows for hell mode, all this, you know, all this kind of stuff. Dope. I'm so for it. New chaos dungeon, new version of chaos dungeon. Now I get to do it rested every 3 days, but you do have to get to 1620, I believe, to access that, which is, you know, again, kind of silly. But we get solo raids, you know, all the systems that were once really not very good, like the engraving system, the accessory system, that's all changing. You know, all these things that they're adding in are good. It's a W for most people. Of course, you know, you're gonna have the people that are like, hey, you know, I got my 10 gems, I got my 40 set, I'm good, I'm done, you know, I've all these things, I'm 16, 35, you know, whatever, right? I'm done. And then they announce tier 4 and they're like, no, I'm not playing anymore. Like, you gotta have something to grind for. You're never done in an MMO. You know, there's always something to continue to play for. They're always gonna make changes to the system for you to keep going. And really, you know, that's the thing, is as long as you're having fun, then you're good. But if you're not having fun playing the game, take a break, play less, you know, only do the things you enjoy, whatever it is. You know, maybe this game isn't for you, and that's okay. I'm taking everything a little bit slower, just enjoying it and having a blast. So I hope you guys are too. But let me know what y'all think about LOAON. In general, I definitely think it was a W. I'm really excited for the future of the game and to continue playing it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm pretty excited. So I'll see you in Arcasia again, guys. Don't be afraid to say hi if you see me in there, or just send me a whisper or whatever. I'm still around. I'm just not around on YouTube and Twitch much right now. But guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you on the next video, I will see you later. I will see you around. But guys, bye-bye.